Here's a few age word problems involving systems of simultaneous linear equations. In this one here, Michael is 12 years older than Brandon, and 17 years ago, Michael was 4 years old as old as Brandon. Now, we've got to watch out with these. There's two different equations going on. Each sentence is essentially an equation. Here's one equation right here. Okay, and the second equation here is right here. Okay, now this one here is easy, right? All we've got to look at is think of words like is. There's your equal sign right there, right? If you're talking, you've got years older than, that's going to be an addition. If you see times, obviously you've got a multiplication. We'll see that in a minute, right? So in this one here, we can say let's assign our variables. Let's use M, say, for Michael, and B for Brandon. Okay, so in this case, M equals B plus 17, or 17 plus B, whichever you prefer. Okay, so plus 12, right? B plus 12, okay, because he's 12 years older, right? So that's an easy sentence. The second one here has a little bit more complexity to it, because what we've got here is we've got 17 years ago, so we actually have M minus 17, right? Michael's age 17 years ago was 4 times as old as Brandon. Now remember, this is not Brandon now. This is also Brandon 17 years ago. So we've got to put in B minus 17 here as well, right? So was again is our equal sign, right? But we've got 17 years ago, so we've got M minus 17. I'm going to move this right underneath the other one. So we've got M minus 17 is equal to 4 times B minus 17. All right, so here's our two systems of simultaneous linear equations. It would probably help at this point to to use substitution. We can see right here that our substitution, that we actually have one variable in terms of the other right here. So we can use that and substitute it into the equation right there. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to rewrite the equation here. Instead of M, we're going to write B plus 12. Okay, so this gives us B plus 12 equals, B plus 12 minus 17 equals 4 times B minus 17. And you can see here we've got an equation now in one variable, so we can solve it quite easily. Let's distribute first, and then we'll deal with the rest. We'll deal with combining like terms and so on. So we've got B plus 12 minus 17 equals 4B minus, and 4 times 17 is 68. Okay, so I'm going to combine these like terms here first, tidy it up a little bit. We get B plus 12 minus 17 is minus 5 equals 4B minus 68. And I think what I'm going to do here is we're going to add 68 to both sides. To begin with, we could have done the variable first, in fact, but, well, it really doesn't matter which order you do it in. That's going to cancel that out. And we have B plus 63 equals 4B. Subtract B from both sides, and that gives us 63 equals 3B. And dividing by 3, we get B equals 21. Okay, So that actually gives us Brandon right here. We didn't have to try and solve for Michael first. It gives us Brandon right away. So Brandon is equal to 21 years old. Okay, so I'm going to do another problem real quick, and then let you at it. All of these age word problems are the same kind of situation in each question. So let's take a look at a second one. Again, we're going to set these up, two separate equations. Here's our first equation. Kevin is 2 times as old as Gabriella. You see where this is going here. So that's K. So Kevin is 2 times as old as Gabriella. So 2G if we're using K and G for Kevin and Gabriella. There's one equation. Quite a simple equation. And again, we've got 12 years ago, Kevin was 6 times. So you notice this one here is 2 times as old instead of 2 years older than. So this is a multiplication one here. The other one here is 12 years ago. So Kevin minus 12 years ago was equal to 6 times as old as Gabriella 12 years ago. Okay. So again, looks like we're dealing with substitution here. So we're going to substitute in this 2G in for K. Okay. So we now get 2G minus 12 equals 6G minus 12, and we can see right away Gabriella is what we're looking for. So this will actually solve it for us quite handily. Okay, so we're going to distribute first, and we get 2G minus 12 equals 6G minus 72. And then we're going to we're going to subtract 2G from both sides. I'm going to do it the other way around this time around. It's always safer to do the variable first. That way you're always going to have a positive variable. Okay, those cancel out. We've got negative 12 equals 4G minus 72, and adding 72 to both sides gives us a nice useful 60 right here, equals 4G. And we can divide both sides by 4 is going to give us 15. So G equals 15. So Gabriella is 15 years old right now. Okay, so I think that's enough for you to go by. Remember that each sentence here is an equation, and the words like is, times, and older than or younger than are your indicators to equals, multiplication, plus or minus. Okay, give it a shot for yourselves. See how you get on.